And welcome back, YouTube. This is Buster here with another video. Today I got for you Dungeons and Dragons Miniatures Mail Haul. I picked up about 15 or so different miniatures, and I just wanted to share with you some of these fantastic buys. First up, we have this really cool barbaric looking creature, and it is the Ettin Spirit Talker. It's a rare from the Demonweb set. Now, something really cool about this, it looks like Conan the Barbarian, like something he would face from that comic. I love the two-headed monster, the caveman aesthetic he has going on. This is something that you'd find in, like, the long-forgotten hills of a abandoned nation when you're facing, or when you're traveling. Just something really way out there. Really cool. I love how one head has hair, one doesn't. The bone necklace. The dragon skull this guy has on his arm to use as, like, just pounding someone's face in. This really crudely made scythe-type weapon with the bone shard sticking out. I mean, everything screams caveman about this guy, and I love it. That is the Etten Spirit Talker. Very nice miniature. And then up next, we have ourselves a second Ettin. And this particular guy's name is the Ettin Jack of Irons, a rare from Dungeons of Dread. Now this one looks like a little bit more of a advanced than the Spirit Talker. He has that more traditional style armor that you'd see on D&D characters, although battle-torn, or maybe just edited to fit him. He's wielding this giant stick over here and this crudely made battle axe. Some fantastic paint jobs on the side, and the faces are actually pretty dang good on these guys. Look at that. The hair, I mean, just completely overgrown on that guy's side. Absolutely fantastic. Really cool miniatures, both Ettins. Because you probably won't use the Etten often, but it's nice to have a variety in case you need more of a crudely made one, or more of a little more advanced style one. I like them both. And then up next we have something equally as cool. That is from the Dungeons of Dread set, the rare Ascendant Hellsword. Now this guy could be used as a Devil Legionary or a high-ranking devil to face himself. Very nice. The wings on this guy is really well done. You could tell he could be almost used as like a devil commander of some sort, because he looks like he's pointing to direct orders around. Very cool. Love the double-bladed scythe he's wielding, or sword. Not quite sure what this is on his waist there. Is that just some sort of I'm not quite sure what that blue is, but it's cool. It really is stands out and makes the character kind of pop. I like that. The armor's pretty cool on this guy, and I love that tail too. Overall, fantastic miniature. That is the Ascendant Hellsword. Up next, I'm going to do a miniature that I wasn't quite as impressed with in real life as it was in pictures, and that is from Death Knell. It is an earlier set, so keep that in mind. The Specter. It is a rare. Unfortunately, this guy just doesn't really do the job for me. He just kind of, honestly, just not very good. In my opinion, he looks more like just like, I don't know, like a soldier just kind of wandered through a field of flower and honey and just got the flower all stuck to him. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Or somebody's really bad Halloween costume. That's a Specter. Up next, one that I really like. This is the Syndrich Champion, an Underdark rare. This could easily be used as like a high-ranking Drow NPC. Maybe someone you have to fight in an arena, or you could even use it as a PC character if you so choose. Love the bow on the back there, the dagger in the hand to show that he's capable of close range combat and ranged combat. Only issue with this miniature is the pose. You probably won't particularly like this pose if you're going to be using it as a playable character, just because it's not always going to reflect the state of the game. So that is the Syndrich Champion. Let's see. Let's do this one. Up next, we have an unnamed character, and his name is Thrall of Black Razor, a rare from Unhallowed. Now I gotta say, the armor on this guy is fantastic. A lot of detail went into that, and I like that. The cape flowing in the wind, very nice. The pose, that classic hero pose holding the sword. I call it the Fabio pose. Then you get to this guy's face, and it kind of all goes south. On the pictures, it looked a lot better. Of course, paint job varies to miniature. Unfortunately, this guy's face does not do it for me. He either looks surprised or very, very like, well, I guess I gotta do this again. Just very, very uneventful, like he's bored. Either eternally surprised or bored, depending on how you look at it. And I'm not the biggest fan of the hair job, but not much I could do about that. I could retouch the face, but the hair I can't do too much with. That is Thrall of Black Razor. Great miniature till you get to the face. Now let's go from one that I didn't care for the face for to one that I think the face really makes a miniature. That is this guy right here. This is a rare from Unhallowed with the name Van Richten. Now this guy, as you can tell, is some sort of like this. I would probably use this guy as like some sort of like high-ranking priest, or maybe like a high-ranking, I don't know, maybe like a witch slayer or something like that. Someone, or a vampire slayer. This guy could be like, Van Helsing. Very powerful, human, basically begone evil type person. Very cool. And look at this guy's face. He's like a older, wiser, like ready to bring down the hammer that he's holding there of justice upon the evildoers. This guy's outfit is really well done. Love the worn look on the cape there. This guy, in my opinion, is a really well done miniature that could be great as an NPC character. Up next, let's do this one. I kind of like this one. Another rare from Unhallowed, and this one's name is Ultramoth. Ultramoth. Now this one could easily be used as like some sort of mind flayer, like hierarchy type character, who's good with actual, or at least has the ability to do close range combat. He could also be some sort of like follower of Cthulhu or something similar to that. I absolutely love this character's design. He has a lot of different uses in the game. I like that quite a bit. So on that sword, very fancy robe. Like some sort of summoner for some sort of cult, like the leader of a cult. A lot of different uses. Great, great miniature. Let's see. Let's do this one, because this one's a bit confusing. This is a rare from the Underdark set, and his name is the Battleplate Marshal. Now, due to the character's stature, you think he might be a dwarven character, but actually, because of the way he is kind of leaning into that, he's going to be taller than what he appears. So this could actually be a human. It's actually kind of hard to tell based on the character's design because of the armor that he's using. So you could technically use it as a human or as a dwarven character if you really like this particular miniature to be as a dwarf. You could also use it as a statue to like line the dwarven halls or line the human halls of like some sort of great hero. That'd be kind of cool too. I really do love the design on this character's armor. And that's where all the design is. The face you don't even need to look at, but the design on the armor is fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's almost good enough to use as a Warforged type character, but just not quite. And that axe is absolutely fantastic too. That is the Battleplated Marshal. Getting down there, let's go to this one. Another really cool miniature that unfortunately leans a little bit, but that could be fixed. This is the Drow Demonbinder from Demonweb. If that wants to focus. Drow Demonbinder, rare from Demonweb. Now this particular miniature, of course, is going to be a Drow. And as you can tell, it has multiple hands, and it could be used as intended, or you could use it as some sort of like special summoner, or a special like high priestess, or something like that for the Drow world. And honestly, that could be a lot of fun to play around with. You probably won't have too many uses for it, but you know, if you're having a Drow encounter or visiting a Drow city, this could be quite a bit of fun to throw in there as a NPC. Or as an enemy you might have to face at some point in time. Very cool. Not much going on in the back, but it doesn't need to because the front is where this miniature is at. With that done, let's move on to one of my favorite miniatures that I picked up. The Hook Horror. From Dungeons of Dread, just an uncommon. Honestly, I cannot believe this guy's an uncommon. This guy definitely could easily be a rare. Look at the hooks on this thing. It is nasty. You would not want to run into this anytime because, yeah, you're probably going to get hooked and dead. Look at the beak on this guy. That is fantastic. The spikes. His armor on his back. His feet, his menacing pose. He looks like he's marching on a mission to catch whoever is invading his territory. This guy's just nasty, fantastic, and just something that any DM would want in their collection to spring upon an unsuspecting party. The Hook Horror. Alright, up next, I'm gonna mispronounce this name, probably because it's quite hard to pronounce. This is a rare from Aberrations, I believe? Yeah, rare from Aberrations. And his name is the Akiaria? Akiria? Apologies, I am mispronouncing this particular miniature's name. But it is a fantastic beast. It could be used as some sort of giant chicken. Honestly, you might even be able to use it as like a king or queen of the cockatrice. Giant bird. You can even potentially use this as like a mount if you want to have some sort of pet giant bird like this. This thing has multiple uses, and honestly I love it. Just look, and the detail on this, for being as old as it is from Aberration, is actually really well done. I mean, just look at it. All the feathering, the scaling, the beak itself, and the chicken legs on it with the little spikes. It's just a fantastic piece, and it's large. It's almost as large as the Etten over here. Just to give you a size comparison, this guy is large and in charge. A fantastic piece for when you just want to throw something random in there, you know? And we're getting to our last few miniatures. This one is interesting. It's a Hellcat. Unfortunately, it's supposed to be like an invisible type character, a character that you're not supposed to see coming, but due to age, of course, it kind of yellowed out, and that's just going to happen unless you keep it sealed in a dark place. It's going to yellow out over time by oxidation and everything. It's just something that's going to happen to clear see-through plastic like that. I will say, the detail's nice, it just, the miniature itself, I don't care for that see-through clear plastic, just because it yellows out. And then we have, I believe this is the Centaur Warhulk. A little bit of a bent blade, but that's easy to fix with the hot cold water technique. This guy's face is actually pretty well done. It looks like something that you'd see out of a movie almost, like if they had a live action Centaur. This is something you'd see almost out of a movie. I kind of like that. The wavy hair, the bearded chin, very cool. The armor's actually pretty dang good on this guy. And of course he has, his horse legs are actually pretty dang good too. So yeah, the Centaur Warhulk is a nice piece to have for whenever you need a centaur with a pike. And the final miniature I have to share with you is this one right here. Which is the Elf Dragonkith. Now this guy's armor is fantastic. This could easily be used as a PC or NPC. Maybe like a guard to an elf city. Maybe you run into a bar or the capital and this guy is part of that. Law and Order, very cool. Love that giant shield there. That sword, really cool. And I love this, like, little blades that he has coming out in the back there, too. That's fantastic. Honestly, this could just be a really, really good player character piece if you are an elf-type character. Very fantastic. Like an elf knight. This would work really, really well for that. With all that said, that was the 15 miniature Dungeons & Dragons purchase that I made. And I gotta say, I really, really like pretty much all these miniatures. The Ettins are great. You don't use them often, but to have two different styles like that is fantastic. The Hook Horror is a fantastic piece. And that Ascendant Hellsword is great as well. Honestly, the only thing that I really didn't care for was the Specter and the face on Thrall over there. With that said, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite miniature from this particular video was. And if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you want to see content like this in the future, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out when you guys do that. And with all that said, thanks for watching. This has been Boosterbox Buster, and I'm signing out.